Welcome back to Final Fantasy 14. More Gladiator today. The face of Thal, huh? Serenia, I'm glad you're here. One of our members has been attacked and gravely wounded. I need you to go and help him. I suspect this is the work of more bounty hunters. It may even be a trap to lure more of us into the open. Nevertheless, we cannot ignore our comrade's plight. When last he contacted us by link pearl, he said he tried to seek shelter at the coffer and coffin. Take this potion and search for him there. Okay, coffer and coffin in central Fanalan. No, not in the... Over there, he is. Help me, I can feel like... You have a potion? Thank you, sister. It all happened so fast. Over by the tracks to the north. I don't know who attacked me or why they left me alive, but I dare say the answer's out there. Surely someone saw something. The fellow outside? Oh, I saw him stumble in when he left the bar to take a piss. Was alone, as I recall. You say he's wounded? Thought he was just drunk. Suspicious character. Now that you mention it, I did see a strange fellow wearing a garish purple robe. At first I thought he was talking to himself, but then I realized he had a link pearl. Heard him say something about the wrong man and the silver bazaar. Does that help? I think so, yeah. It should help. If this is indeed our suspect, then... And... here are the tracks. Point of ambush. So, investigate the area and... we find something here. A ring. Purple robe? Huh. Sounds familiar. It was him, I'd swear it. Did you find anything else? Here, a ring. Picked up this up by the track, huh? Might well have belonged to the bastard. Can't say I've seen its like before. Might be as Raymond could tell you more. You know him, don't you? He's a bespectacled bloke who's always lounging around Emerald Avenue in the city. Because being the businessman that he is, he'll probably ask to be compensated in exchange. Okay. Show that ring to Raymond. He's sure to know something of it. Here's Raymond. Well now, if it ain't Serenia, everybody's favorite venturer. I hear you threw your lot in with the gladiators. Questionable decision given the events of recent days, but to each his own. To what do I owe the pleasure? Put that away before someone sees it. Where the hell did you get one of those? What, you don't recognize the sigil? Goddamn fool. Before you go stumbling around in the brush, you ought to at least know what kind of venomous bastards be lurking within. Been a long time since Aldis seen a criminal organization rise from obscurity to notoriety as quickly as the Alacran. Word is they've got connections to the Brass Blades, the Syndicate, and God knows who else. But you didn't hear that from me. I want no part of whatever mess you and your mates have gotten yourself into. Understood? Okay. Let's report that to Miller. Hi Serenia, I was wondering when you might return. What news do you bring of our injured comrade? His attackers may be headed to the Silver Bazaar. The Silver Bazaar? Then it must be the same gang of ruffians. One of our comrades returned from Stone's Throw moments ago. A gang of bandits said to be headed for the Silver Bazaar. They're after a man with an enormous bounty on his head. The people living there are in grave danger. If they're frenzy to find their quarry, the bastards won't scruple to destroy property and harm civilians, and the few brass blades stationed there will be powerless to stop them. We must stop them. We'll protect the Silver Bazaar and avenge our injured guildmates all in one fell swoop. Bit melodramatic if you ask me. Aldis? I told you never come back here again! I couldn't sit idle while you charge into battle against an enemy you know nothing about. Miller, a responsible guildmaster would never risk the lives of charges like this. Who are you to lecture me about responsibility? Miller, listen to me. This is the Alacron you're dealing with. So, whatever notoriety they may have achieved means nothing to me. We'll cut them down like the common bandits they are. It's not that simple. More importantly, it's not your fight. What are you saying? They want me, Miller. I've been fending off assassination attempts ever since I returned to Uldar. Just stay here and let me handle this. It'll be over soon. Just stay here while you go off on your own, is that it? It's been 7 years since I let you leave, Aldis. 7 years! Do you have any idea at all what you put me through? Miller. I don't want to hear it, you selfish bastard. Do you even care about the people who suffered because of you? Just get out! We don't need your help. We'll settle this ourselves! Miller, wait, there's something you need to know. Enough! Get out! Get out! Alright. Save some of it for the Alacron. But do try not to let Serenia here come to harm while you're at it. Yeah. There you are, Serenia. Let's do this. In this fight it's probably better not to use your tank stance because you don't want to pull them all. You're all gladiators, everyone here can take a few hits. So you don't want them ganging up on you. Oh, more peace. What am I doing? The conjurers are a greater threat. The others can wait. This is an archer, not a conjurer, by the way. So when you deal with them. Tomat shots? God, I always had mages. The names, by the way. Humility. Temperance and... what were the others? Kindness was the conjurer. There's charity? I believe that's the gladiator there, the charity. Any more? No. Okay. Rejoice, gladiators, for the day is ours! Uh-oh. Hmm? Who are you? What? But why would you be... Leave him to us first, Sword. No, stop! Such brutal blades, so easily broken. Perhaps the first sword is made of stronger steel? Leave her, Zanna. Our business here is over. What have you done, Leovold? First sword, we must withdraw. The wounded need tending. Let us take them back to the guild. Okay, back home. Give me a moment, Serenia. I need to think. I wanted to spare you, Viz Miller. I begged you not to go. You knew, Aldis? That Leovold had... Leovold and I once fought side by side in the Colosseum. The twin swords of Thal, they called us. Never lost a match. Honored by the bull of Alamigo himself. But it was then, and this is now. When I learned Leovold single-handedly transformed the Alacron from a gang of common thieves into the most feared criminal organization in Fanalan, I knew I had to return. It seems like a lifetime ago when the three of us used to train together in this hall. The Leovold I knew would never stoop so low. He was a good man, strong and true. What would drive him to this? When I find him, I'll be sure to ask. Unfortunately, he seems determined to kill me for my curiosity. What aren't you telling me, Aldis? I'm not clever enough to keep secrets, my dear. I'm a simple man, only capable of dealing what's right in front of me. Is that so? I'll find him, Miller. I promise. Yeah, I don't believe him. He knows what's going on. We still don't know what's happened between those three. Except the Leovold and Aldis fought together. And there was some sort of scandal, but we don't know anything more. Okay. Anyway. Level 25 quest. On holy ground. Serenia, I must apologize for my earlier behavior. As First Sword, my duty is not only to foster your growth as a gladiator, but to also protect you from dangers you are not yet ready to face. I did not know that Leovold had become the leader of the Alacron. Had he chosen to bear his steel at us, many and more of us would not have returned alive. I need to know why he's turned to a life of crime, and so I ordered my best men to scour Thanalan for any trace of his whereabouts. Unfortunately, one of them has disappeared. I have strong suspicions that he has been taken prisoner by the Alacran. Or worse. If there's any hope of saving him, we must act quickly. I would have you search for our missing comrade. His last report stated he was tracing the Alacran near the Hammers in western Thunderland. If you go there, you may yet be able to find some clues to his fate. I've been far too reckless in recent days. Let too many good gladiators come to harm. Please, Serenia, find our missing comrade and bring him home safe. Over there, huh? This is a trap, sister! You alright? That's some fine swordsmanship, Serenian. Miller, the first sword, certainly knows how to pick them. Even after all these years, can't quite bring myself to call her that. See, I still remember when her father first brought her to the guild. A wee lass who cried at the sight of naked steel. But look at her now. You'd swear she was born with a blade in hand. Not that she had much choice but to rise to the occasion, though. What with all the trouble Aldis got into 7 years ago. Selfish bastard, he should never... Enough of my rambling. I'll make my way back to Ulda after a short rest. You go ahead and tell Mida that I'm fine. Serenia, thank the gods you're alright. I heard all about the ambush at the Hammers. Excellent work. You've been invaluable to the guild and I cannot thank you enough. In fact, I believe you deserve a much needed rest. Take some time for yourself and return when you're recuperated. Oh, but before you go, speak with Lulutsu. I believe she has a message for you. Ah, Serenia, the very gladiator I was seeking. Lean closer, for I would not have the others hear my words. Aldis sends his regards, and requests you meet him at the Lich Yard in Eastern Fanalan. Naturally, I'm not divulged this information to the First Sword. As you may have gathered from their previous interactions, she's still rather upset with him and would likely forbid any further association. Quite understandable, since he was clearly being groomed to become the next guild master before that horrible scandal. They would have made such a lovely couple. But forgive me, this is hardly the appropriate topic of conversation. Anyway, you have my word that the First Sword will not hear of any rendezvous from me. I like a woman who keeps me waiting. Nurtures a sense of anticipation. It's been 7 years since Miller's father has been laid to rest here. He was mean and stubborn, an old goat through and through. But gods, when he danced with sword in hand, it was pure poetry in motion. Miller's right. There's no way I could know what it was like for her back then, forced to replace her father under such terrible circumstances. And who might you be? Another of Leovold's lackeys? Master Leovold has been most distressed since learning of your return. This is unacceptable. Your master does not deserve your loyalty, kitten. When you've outlived your usefulness, he'll dispose of you like so many others. Believe me, I speak from personal experience. Say what you will, I will not be swayed. She looks awfully determined to kill me. Still, I'm not really in the mood to play. Mind stopping her, Serenia? No pressure, but I will be evaluating your performance. You would die for this scum? Very well. Read her movements, Serenia. It's not exactly high literature. Your interference is inexcusable. This ends now. Watch it. This kitten has claws. Interruption didn't work, but maybe stunning would have worked. Avoiding the haste state she has now. Doesn't matter. I won easily. You've gotten stronger. Good. I'm glad Miller has a woman like you to rely upon. She's her father's daughter, a leader of men, a true warrior, and an obstinate woman who lets her feelings cloud her judgment. Which is why she needs to be surrounded by dependable people who will give her good counsel and keep her temper in check. Now more than ever. Stick by her. She needs you more than she knows. She needs you, Aldis. Haven't you listened to a word I said? She needs dependable people. In case you haven't noticed, I'm anything but. I'm only here because of unfinished business. When it's settled, there will be no reason for me left to stay. I owe it to our old man to put an end to this. To give him peace in Thal's realm by making that bastard Leovold finally answer for his crimes. Remember what I said, Serenia. Now go. She's probably wondering where you are. Why are you staring at me like that, Serenia? Is something the matter? You're behaving rather oddly. Well, I'm afraid I have no news regarding the Alacron's movement. I remain confident that we will find out soon enough. So keep your blade sharp. And by soon enough, she means with the next level. With level 30, I mean. But I wouldn't say Aldis is not dependable. I mean, he came here to warn us, and he clearly has a good idea what makes a good gladiator. Damn it, all to the 7 hells. This is madness. It's Aldis. He's been arrested by the brass blades. They claim he was plotting to assassinate the Sultana. This is utter nonsense. He has no motive to do so, and whatever I've said about the man, he would never resort to using poison. The Alacron must be behind this. They have failed to kill him time and again, and now they are reaching out to their monetarist allies. I didn't want to believe Wilmot when he said they had such influence, but... Wait, that's it. If anyone can help us unravel this plot, it's Wilmot. He has a reputation for knowing things he shouldn't, after all. Find Wilmot and see what he can tell us. Aldis is many things, but he's not a murderer. I was wondering when you might come along, Serenia. Frankly, I'm surprised Aldis went so quietly. He ought to know there's no walking away from this. What happened between Aldis and Leovold 7 years ago? You really don't know, do you? Best I start at the beginning then. Aldis is something of an enigma. He and Leovold were two of the greatest gladiators to ever grace the blood sands. but we threw all that hard-fought glory away for a few more gil. See, the average Ul'dan loves a good Colosseum fight, and what better way to make a gladiatorial spectacle more entertaining than wagering on the outcome? So, when it got out that Aldis was orchestrating a match-fixing scheme of untold proportions, well, you can imagine the shock and anger the people felt. He was expelled from the Colosseum and his wins were stricken from the record. Your guild master Millie got the worst of it though. Not only was her friend exposed as a fraud, but around the same time her father fell ill and passed away. There were some oddities surrounding his death too. It was rumored he took his own life out of shame for his disgraced pupil, or that he would be murdered by the man. Baseless conjuncture really, but it made Aldis look that much worse. In the end, Millie lost two of the most important men in her life and was forced to take up charge of the guild alone. And Leovold? He tried to go it solo on Balatzen's, but it wasn't the same. Without Aldis, his career was finished. Now you know the nature of a man you desperately want to save. Though, judging from the look in your eyes, I gather you still have your reservations. Fine then. Well, you can't blame me for doubting a man found in possession of Ralga's bile. It is a vile poison, rare and expensive too. Only the Corpse Brigade knows how to make it, I hear. God knows only why they'd give it to Aldis. Could go to the headquarters at the Sepulchre in southern Fennerland and ask them directly, I reckon. I have an aversion to direct confrontation personally, but you don't, do you? By the by, should you save a poor bastard's life, tell him we're even, but I hope it's all worth it. Fighting through all this. I don't like this area at any time. Too many mobs too close together. And Lawless Bowman and Alakran people. But looks good. I mean, when we're looking for proof that it wasn't Aldis but they who got the poison. Crap. Slow, slow. Slow is such a brutal status effect in Final Fantasy XIV. Already someone respawned or just walked in on us? And approved they bought the poison. Okay. So, back to Miller. We have proof that of his innocence. I think. Where have you been, Serenia? Aldis has been given over to the custody of a sacrarium. They mean to execute him. We must do something. I have proof of his innocence. But this poison, is it? You've proof the elegant purchases from the Corpse Brigade. Thank the gods, you've done it. Quickly, we must show this to the official presiding over this execution at Highbridge. Go, now! The Sacrarium has sentenced you to death for your crimes against the Sultanate. Have you any last... Huh? Who are you, and what do you want? This man is innocent, and I have proof. These are bold accusations you make, adventurer. However, the Sacrarium has found the prisoner guilty in the eyes of gods and men, and he will be executed forthwith. Don't waste your breath, Serenia. That Thal's scales have always yielded to wealth above all else, and Leovold spent a fortune to secure my sentence. Silence, criminal! And you, what are you waiting for? Do it! Where did that... Aldis! Just couldn't stay away, could you? Well, at least I don't have to steal the headman's axe. If the gods are to have blood this day, I'm afraid it won't be mine. Since you two are so devout, perhaps you'd be willing to offer yourself in exchange? Mercy! Interfering with the law is a heinous crime. In fact, I believe it's punishable by death. I had a feeling the spectacle would draw you here. I should have dealt with you myself from the start. Come, let's dance, brother. So it's to be a rematch. Very well, I accept. Will and the others meet you, Serenia. Leave him to me. Okay, fighting our way through. We need you up on the bridge, Serenia. Yeah, if I show up there with a group of enemy reinforcements, that won't help them either. More kindness. What are those? I don't see it. Ah, archers. What took that? Oh. Black mages. Well, thaumaturges, not black mages. That would be a bit tougher. Can't help here. I really should attack this Godwin, but he has a name. Oh, reinforcements. I missed. Come on, you stupid healer. Go down. Ah! Poisoned! Cuts damn you, Leovold! Do not panic, brothers. It can be slain. Bring the rest down. And the monk is where? Remaining? Okay, that's it. Yeah. Aldis! Aldis! You almost had me, Leovold. Stay back. I won't have your pity. You just had to have it all, didn't you? Just one victory. Just one bloody match. But your precious ego couldn't accept that. You ruined everything. Tell me, Aldis, how does it feel to lose your name? Your legacy? Everything you ever loved? I want to know how much you suffered. Let it go, Leovold. It's over. Like hell it is. I swear you will never know peace. Not in this life or the next. Leovold, no! You know damn well neither of us will see Thal's realm. Let's go. Our comrades are waiting. I'm glad you are there, Serenia. Without you, I doubt we could have defeated the Alacran. Have you ever considered the Colosseum? You'd make a wonderful attraction. Of course, you'd need a title that befits your power. Now that it's all over, you'll be staying, won't you? No. Leovold may be dead, but the Alacran are far from finished. I'd rather not linger and give them a chance to regroup and seek revenge. It is a true tragedy that I cannot enjoy the company of Uldar's lovely ladies any longer. But I have faith that equally radiant beauties await me in distant lands. Aldis, Not another word, my dear. It's bad enough that the First Sword has permitted the disgraced Gladiator to fraternize with her subordinates. Can you imagine the scandal if she became personally involved with the man? Nevertheless, I understand how you feel. Miller, I'm known to have an effect on the fairer sex. I should have had the headman have his way with you. That way you might learn something of humility. But how am I supposed to remember the lesson without a head? Your father would be proud of you, Miller. Don't ever change. Ah yes, there's one more thing I wanted to say to you before I go, Serenium. 7 years ago, before my last match in the Blood Sands, I was given an offer. A sultan's ransom in exchange for a loss. Leovold begged and pleaded, but I just couldn't do it. Call it honor or pride or whatever you like, I made my choice, and in spite of all that came of it, to this day I have no regrets. It's a simple thing to know what's right. Listen to your heart, and it will never lead you astray. Trust in your comrades, have faith in your skills, and you will triumph over any adversity. And with that, I bid you all farewell. I'd better not have to wait 7 years to see that bastard again. There's still so much I want to... What in the seven hells are you all looking at? This is a training hall. Why aren't you all training right now? You think all it takes to stand in the Blood Sands is a sword and a stupid grin? No. It takes years of hard work, an ocean of blood and sweat, and an unbreakable will. Every man and woman here has the potential to become a champion, but it's you, and you alone, who decides your destiny. So answer me now, gladiators. Will you follow in the footsteps of your brothers and sisters and inscribe your name in legend? Aye! That the Gladiator storyline is over, and we could start the quest for the advanced job, the Paladin. But that will not be today. Only thing I think is a bit sad is you do all this thing as a gladiator, as someone who eventually should enter the Blood Sands, but the option doesn't simply exist. It's a shame. I wish it was there. Even if it was just a weekly quest or something that you could go to the arena, but nope. Anyway, until next time when we do something else. I'm Mace, and don't get lost.